Now it's time to look at the resource codes. We haven't created any resource code yet, but we know that we can use it for applying different color modes on our 3D view. So since we don't have any code, the resource code is grayed out. In this example again, you will see how quickly changes can be brought from Revit to Synchro. For this example in Revit, I created a parameter called fire resistance and filled down the parameter for almost all the elements in the model. Then model has been exported as an SPX file, and in Synchro let's go ahead and import it. So let's open 3D properties. You see that fire resistant is not in the list. So let's go ahead and synchronize our model from. Leave all settings as default and synchronize it. Let's control whether our parameter has been transferred from the 3D properties to the resource properties. So select an element and you can see that the fire resistant class B is enlisted in the 3D properties. However, if we go to the resource properties, this parameter does not exist here. In order to transfer it to resources, we will use copy user field value function at project controls. This function. But first of all, let's create a user field value for resources. Go to the user fields and add a new value. Let's name it in the same way as fire resistance. Its category will be resource and its type will be string. And OK. In the resources tab, let's open customize columns and add our fire resistance. Now open copy user fields values. From the first drop-down, select fire resistant belong to 3D property. Here it is, 3D property fire resistance. And as a destination user field, select resource fire resistance, the parameter that we created recently. We'll process all the objects and click copy. Seems like it worked. Okay. Now let's compare the resulting values from 3D objects and resources. Let's select this wall. Its 3D properties fire resistance value is A2, and in the resource properties, the fire resistant value is A2. So it seems the parameters transferred seamlessly to the corresponding resources. Now let's go ahead and create a resource code. Click Add Resource Code and name the value as fire rating. In the resources fire resistance, we have D, A1, B, and A2 categories. We can indeed create these values under fire rating resource code. Like we did for our activities, we can add a code and assign these values to the resources by means of filtering them and either dragging and dropping or by highlighting them on the 3D view and then assign them to the selected resources. But for this time, we will automate it by means of Synchro scripter. Let's delete this value and open Synchro scripter. In order to start, we need to create a new script. So make a right click in the script field and select add. Let's give it a name as add fire rating. And we will use the following script. We will start with user field value fire resistance, which is belong to resource. So we will write resource and assign code. So we will use the code that we created for our resources. It's fire rating. And Synchro will look it from user field value fire resistance. One more thing, we need to add exist before use a field fire resistant. Now click preview. I guess I forgot quotation marks. Click preview again and click run. As you can notice, 4 values have been created under fire rating. So just close it. And now let's test how it worked for us. For example, let's select all resources which fire rating is class B. Click over the B, make a right click, and choose select assigned objects. And let's do the same for A1. So the resources which fire resistant level is A1 are highlighted on the screen. Let's assign colors for these codes. We can turn on the resource code and select color mode as resource code. We have a legend here, so let's rename it. Go to the 3D view properties and rename title as fire rating. And select transparent background. This example demonstrates the flexibility of the Synchro. So basically you can display any information in regards to your project.